Yes, we're on. Okay. It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be. Hi guys, welcome to another video of Scooters and Scoreboards. As you guys know, I'm Chris. This is Davo. Dave, mate, thanks for taking the time out to come and have another chat with me.
No worries, mate.
We're just going to preview this week's games and how things went. Obviously, bring up some stats on a few of our top players that we think have done considerably well this week. As always, guys, thanks for the followers and the supporters out there for tuning in and getting our views up, also sharing us around. We also had a message come in for a challenge that we're going to try and get to next week. We've just got to order that one in and get that one going. Obviously, in that one, we'll be trying some food. I think it's a bit of a spicy challenge or a sour challenge. Something a bit different. Obviously, the last one we weren't too happy with, but it's up to the fans to make that decision, I suppose. So, without further ado, this Thursday it was Melbourne beat the Roosters 34-30. Bit of a scrappy game that one. I think no Munster. I know they're a bit worried about Jerome Hughes. He went down with a dislocated shoulder as well in the game. So whether or not he backs up for the finals will depend on that. I know Craig Bellamy came out and said that he'll have his rest and he'll be pushing for that finals spot. So obviously still a long way to go. So still about 5 or 6 weeks to the finals. Yeah.
Well, I thought it'd be a close one, which it was. The Roosters and Melbourne. But, But I tipped Roosters in a close one, but it was up and down that game. So try for try, really.
It was.
In the end, Melbourne got the
lollies.
Melbourne got.
I think for me, Jack Howarth had an absolutely extraordinary game. 21 runs, 186 meters, 10 tackle busts. So he caused a bit of dramas for the Roosters defensive line. Harry Grant once again. He's in some form. He come out, made 40 tackles again this week, and he just owned that game. Stepped up, obviously, with Munster out. Obviously, the same thing last week too. He come out and he played really, really well. He's just in some great form. But I know next week the Melbourne Storm do versus the Eels. I don't know who else they got after that. I'll look into that a bit later on next week. But considering where they're sitting this time of year at the top of the ladder in fourth, I'm pretty sure they're in fourth or third or something.
Third.
So they're holding on to that top four nice and easy at the moment. I think next week's going to be a bit of a challenge for him, considering how well the Eels played this week. I think no Hughes also is a bit of a loss for him. Obviously, Munster hasn't played much over the last 2 weeks due to family situations there. So it'll be a good game to see. I'm actually looking forward to
it. I'm hoping Parramatta gives them a bit of a scare, it gives them a bit of a run. So.
And then I know the Roosters have got Manly next week at Four Plains Park. And I think after tonight's game, which we'll touch base on that later, I think that's going to be a bit of a desperate one for Manly.
Manly, big time. After having that loss today, it's going to hurt them big time.
They just didn't seem to click into gear tonight. I don't know what happened, but as I said, we'll touch base on that a bit later on. Going into Friday's game, guys. Cowboys beat the Dragons 38-32. Another bit of a messy game. Obviously, Griffin Neame, 44 tackles. Another big defensive game from him there. Obviously, it's what you'd expect from one of your middlemen to come up and get his face in the defensive line there and make some big tackles, which
especially this time of the year too. It all helps.
And Braden Burton, 16 runs, 204 meters, 3 tackle busts, 1 line break. Another okay game for him, I suppose. Obviously, hitting over that just over that 200 meter mark with the runs. I think Peyton will be proud of that, and I'm glad to get the win. Tom Dearden bagged 2 tries, had 12 runs for 181 meters, so they did considerably well. Same thing with Tom Dearden, another player who's in some nice form at the moment. Obviously took Queensland to a
Yeah.
State of Origin
He's
win.
playing well for.
So yeah, since he's come out of that kick-off,
Yeah.
I think he's hit another gear and he's playing some real good footy. I think obviously get them through this year, and
Yeah.
if he keeps going the way he's going, I think he's going to be
Yeah.
one of the players to watch for next year as well.
He's playing well for a team that's struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
Down the
Yeah.
bottom half of the ladder. So.
And Dragons, Matthew Fengai, 21 runs, 100 and, what have we got here? 195 metres, 7 tackle busts and a try. So for a team that's lost that one, obviously an edge player there really causing some dramas as well for his opposition, which is good to see. You know, they're getting in there and they're putting their heart on the line for their squad. But I got to give it to both squads. Obviously, Dragons had no Valentine Holmes. He was injured, so I'm good to see Fangai stepping up there and having a crack. And as for Cowboys, well, they've obviously lost a few players. I know they lost Murray Talangi as well to injury there. So and he's a big piece of the way they play there like around that field. So, but look, Cowboys, they're sitting in 11th spot so far this week. They face the Sharks, Eels, Knights, Tigers, Broncos, and then they have a bye. So I think if there are any chance of pushing for a spot 8, they're going to be relying on teams like Dolphins and Manly and Roosters and teams like that to get a couple of losses up their sleeve, which I think coming this time of year it's going to be a bit difficult. As for the Dragons, they're sitting in 12th. They got Raiders, Sharks, Warriors, Bunnies, Manly, and the Panthers, who are in some great form as well. So, personally, I think the way the 8 is now, I think it stays. I can't see much more changing. Probably besides that 4th and 5th position, I think there's going to be a bit of a change there late in the season.
4th and 5th,
Obviously, the way the Panthers are going, they're hitting some great form as well. But yeah, no, it's going to be some exciting footy over the next few weeks. Some edge type footy, which was good to see. I've seen the edge of your seat.
I can see that. I think the Warriors are going to drop slowly.
Yeah,
I hate to say,
yeah, I think they are too.
They're going to drop a bit slow. Going to drop slowly.
Well, into Friday night. My Friday night was absolutely brilliant. Biggest upset of the round, Eels versus Broncos. The Eels put 22 points to 20 on the Brisbane Broncos down in Suncorp. Unbelievable game. I think once the Eels come out of the sheds there at that first half siren, the first few sets, they just you could just see there was a change in attitude in there, and you could really see what Riles was pushing into that Parramatta squad. So, one player I do got to give it to out of the Brisbane Broncos is Jordan Ricky. Come out and he played some tough defense. He made 51 tackles, which is for any player out there on a field like that, it's a big effort. Also want to give a little shout out here to Reece Walsh. He made 182 runs. 182 run meters off 22 runs. And I think for Reece Walsh, he's a type of player where he can do great things. He just gets too excited, and I think Friday night proved that. That last try, obviously it's a bit of controversy for a lot of Broncos fans out there, and us Eels fans obviously were a bit shattered once he went over. But then when the ref called it back for an offside position, there was a foot in front of the line, which was a controversial call. But obviously that's a decision that's been made. So obviously you move on in that situation, and you go on to next week. But it's also a learning curve for the Eels too, because you look at it where that last kick that went through, Joash Papali'i obviously didn't pick it up. The ball went tumbling, and then he had his hands on his head, and it was obviously shocked that it went past. He was a bit devastated. But as a player in that situation, even if it was a try, you don't look at it as you don't doubt yourself on that.
No,
You
no.
pick yourself up. Okay,
Yeah.
I've made a mistake. This is where I've got to fix my game. This is where I've got to learn. And at that age, he was brilliant
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
fullback position.
yeah,
And honestly, I think Riles has got a bit of an issue on his hands there because you've got Isaiah Ongi as well who can play fullback. And I
Yeah.
think last night showed why Papali'i is a fullback was a fullback in the reserve grade when he was
Yeah.
playing. So,
yeah,
but they're coming in as some good depth, Parramatta.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to the next few years for him coming down the track.
yeah.
But going on some stats for them, you had Lomax 158 run meters off 22 runs. He scored 2 tries, got 5 tackle busts.
Yeah.
So obviously he had another great game.
Yeah,
Just consistent.
Yeah.
And Josh Adokar.
Yeah.
Congrats, Josh. 150 tries for his career.
Yeah.
Third youngest player to actually achieve this milestone in the NRL, that's a big achievement. Considering obviously the type of game you're in. That's not something that you would expect to get as far into a career he's had. And one thing I do want to touch base on, I think Dylan Walker, he's been one of the most influential signings for Parramatta. He obviously he comes out, he straightens up their attack. He's always got the defence second guessing what he's doing. Every time he's got his hand on the ball, he's dangerous.
Yeah,
and it's good to see. But I wish he'd be out there for the whole 80.
Yeah.
Like you got to play like that out there for the whole 80. It'd cause much more,
Yeah.
sort of much more confusion in that defensive line. But thoughts on that game?
Yeah.
How you think it went?
No, Parramatta played well, even though they're not up there. They're down the bottom of the half of the ladder.
Yeah.
Hate to say, but the way they're playing, they can still upset a few sides. Towards the end.
Yeah.
So the way they're playing, And Mitchell Moses, and he was played a big impact the other night. So he does every week. So
he did.
Him and Lomax work well together. So But they get, as I said, they can upset a lot of few more sides. Even though they can't make the gate. They can still upset a few sides.
Especially if they stay in the form they're in. If they bring that form in from.
It'd be good to see.
Night.
Be good to see them upset a few of the top sides.
For sure. I mean, looking into the next the run home for the Broncos, they've got the Bunnies, they've got Melbourne Storm, Dolphins, Knights, Cowboys, and Storm again. So they versed Storm twice. I think it's a bit a worrying sign for them, considering they've just come out like that was their full strength squad in Suncorp. They're coming out and they're versing a team like the Eels, who are 14 from the ladder. Obviously they've welcomed back Mitch Moses. As you just touched base on, he brings a lot of impact to that squad. His long kicking game, but I think if I'm the Brisbane Broncos, I wouldn't go into next week with my head down. I'd be walking in the next week saying, okay, we're sitting in 6th position. We know we can play good football. Last week, obviously, what happened, and same as Reece Walsh, you don't want to go into next week and think, I'm just going to come out and do the same thing I did last week. Because he threw, in that game, I think it was two passes that went to absolutely nobody or went forward. And that last second try where it got denied by the bunker, you want to try and fix those little things up, because at the end of the day, come finals footy, that's the sort of thing that's going to cost you. But if I'm Brisbane, I'm not stressing. You're sitting 6th on the ladder. You've got an easy game, sort of an easy game next week against the Bunnies, who are really struggling at the moment. I think their only biggest threat to me would be Melbourne, who they've versed twice, and the Dolphins. I mean, if they can get a bit of a run over the Melbourne Storm, well, and considering where they are on the ladder, I think they want to get another few more wins up before anything else. But The Eels sitting in 14th. You know, they're starting to push a bit away from that bottom there.
Which is good to see. Yeah, but they can upset a few of these bigger teams.
Yeah. Especially if they come out with the form they had Friday night. Yeah. I mean, they had
beat any side on the day.
Yeah, well, exactly right. Yeah. I mean, you had next week they got Melbourne Storm, they got Cowboys, Bunnies, Roosters, Warriors, and Knights. So they've got an okay run home. The Eels. Obviously, their biggest threat's going to be Melbourne. I think the rest of the games, besides Warriors, towards the end there, there's some pretty easy. Well, not easy, but if you're coming out with that form on Friday night, well, they're the top teams you should be putting at least 30, 40 points on.
That's right. Yeah.
But moving on from that, we're going to Saturday's games. Titans beat Warriors 24-16 in Auckland.
Yeah, that was. It was a bit. I didn't think that would happen, but yeah,
a bit of a
the way the Titans are playing, but So. But Warriors have just been unlucky and they can't get over the line in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
just can't seem to get over the line.
I think they're really missing Luke Metcalf.
As
well. Yeah. Like you look at Tanner Boyd, he plays well, but I think if you haven't been in a squad for as long as he has, obviously you're still in the training park and things like that. But the training park and on the actual field on the day is different. But you know, Jackson Ford 54 tackles, big defensive set from him there. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck had 26 runs for 278 meters, massive effort.
278 runs.
He had one try, one tackle bust, and one line break, which is good there. But Titans, Philip Sami, what a game! He had 27 runs, 260 run meters, and he got 2 tries, 3 tackle busts, and 2 line breaks. So well done to Philip Sami there. He did absolutely brilliant. Another player who he flies under the radar a lot there, Sami. I just think he's one of those players where when he's on his game, he's hard to control. But I didn't obviously think the Titans were going to get one up on the Warriors there, considering how they've been going the last few weeks. But I think that spray from Des Hasler's really kicked the boys in the backside. So you know, but yeah, thoughts?
No, it was a good game by the Titans. I didn't expect that, but good. All good to them. They done well. So
yeah. Obviously the Warriors sitting in 4th position at the moment, as we touched base on a second ago.
I don't think they're gonna.
I think they're going to struggle.
Yeah, I think you're going to struggle in the league next couple of weeks.
I mean, they're coming into. They've got the Dolphins next week, which is obviously a big game. The Dolphins are playing some good footy, which is good to see.
And how close the competition is, I reckon they'll drop to eighth down to the bottom 8. To the top of the 8.
I reckon they'll be. I reckon the Panthers will jump in and 5th, and the Warriors are. The Panthers will jump into 4th, and the Warriors will fall out 5th or 6th. So, But the next games they got the Warriors. Warriors have got Dolphins, Bulldogs, Dragons, Titans, Eels, and Manly. So I think these next 2 games are crucial for them. Dolphins and Bulldogs. You know, they're the games that you obviously need to win.
That's right.
If they win these next 2 games, I think it's going to sort of put a bit of a push on that last run home, the last 4 weeks.
The last couple of weeks. So,
I'm obviously wishing them all the best there. It'd be good to see the Warriors up in the top 4.
It would.
Considering how well they played the start of the year, but as I said, I just think that they're missing Luke Metcalf. He was a big part of the reason why they were where they are earlier in the year, and good luck to them. But touch base on the Titans. They obviously 16th position, pushing for a wooden spoon, unfortunately, as well this year. You've got their next games. They've got Panthers next week, then they've got the Bunnies, the Sharks, the Warriors, the Dolphins, and Tigers. So, I think in that situation, you got the Panthers next week.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of the games where I think, they're going to have confidence coming out of the win this one.
Yeah.
But the way the Panthers are going at the moment, they're flying. They're absolutely flying. And the last team I seen that were actually like the Panthers, they were at the bottom of the ladder at the start of the year, come through, and they flied. They got to this end of the season, and they were doing this where they're 6 wins, 7 wins in a row or something like that, and then they ran into the finals, and they beat every team, and when they got to the grand final, and that was Parramatta years ago. They did the same thing. They were sitting bottom of the ladder. They got to the end of the season. Everyone was doubting them, as we were the Panthers. And they come through and they just went on a big winning streak, and then got to the grand final and flunked it. No, they're on some good form. Panthers, I think they're really going to be a struggle for the Titans this week. Obviously the Bunnies, that's going to be a bit of a battle there. The Sharks are in some form. The Warriors are going to be really desperate. And the Dolphins are in, that top 8 spot, and they're obviously not going to want to let that go quietly. As well as the Tigers. I think the Tigers are sitting in 11th or something like that. So, I think they're in a bit of. I think that's going to be a rough end of the season for Titans, unfortunately. But obviously, as we said, it's a funny game NRL, especially with the wins that have happened this week and how things have gone.
That's right.
So we can only hope to see how these next few games go. But we'll move on. Saturday as well. Panthers versus Tigers. 36-2. Panthers absolutely.
That game was just all one-sided, I reckon. Penrith was just too good.
They showed why they
Tigers had nothing.
I mean, they held the defensive line good. Tyrell May for the Tigers, 50 tackles. Yo, 47 tackles. So there was a bit going on there. But Dylan Edwards again. And someone get this video to him if you can. But Dylan Edwards, mate, I don't know what you are on this season or what you're doing at training, but do not stop. 322 run meters off 28 runs, 6 tackle busts. These last 3 weeks, he has been in some absolute form.
He's got over 1,000 meters.
Anyone that sits there right now and says to me that James Tedesco is a better fullback than Dylan Edwards, sorry, but you don't know football, or you should go sit down for 11 days and cop and you can cuss, mate, because this kid, or not, this bloke is an absolute freak machine. Like, honestly, it's probably one of the best fullbacks I've seen for years now. He's in some great form.
He'd be the best this year.
I mean, if he doesn't push for a Dally M, I'm going to be very surprised. He's barely missed a game in the last 2-3 years. The footy he's played, he's just played absolute brilliant. Especially like, as I said, this last month. They had Cleary out and Yo out last week. He stands up and does the same thing he's done this week. Like, you can't get any more out of your fullback. And that's what you want, especially considering how they've been going, Panthers. They've been going well, but obviously Panthers sitting in 5th position, pushing for that top 4. Next week they've got the Titans, as we just touched on. Then they've got the Knights, Storm, the Raiders, the Doggies, and the Dragons. And I think that's a pretty decent run home for the Panthers. I mean, they beat Melbourne Storm in a grand final. They're coming up against Raiders, who are in some real hot form. Same as the Bulldogs. Bulldogs getting some decent wins up. And then they've got an easy run at the end there for the Dragons. But the Tigers, unfortunately, 13th spot at the moment. They've got the Doggies next week, and then they've got a bye. So they've obviously gifted a 2 points there. And they come in after that, and then they've got a bit of a rough run home. They've got the Manly, Cowboys, Raiders, and Titans. So honestly, this game, I'm calling it, and I'm calling either a Tigers-Titans battle for the wooden spoon.
I'm tipping South.
Yeah.
Rabbitohs.
All that, yeah.
Rabbitohs, yeah. They're down the bottom now, aren't the Rabbitohs?
Yeah, they're cemented on the bottom, with the Titans.
Yeah, I'm tipping Rabbitohs.
I just don't know what's happening with Tigers. Like,
yeah, they got the personnel there, but it's just
they're just nothing's clicking. Like,
nothing's working out for them.
It's unfortunate, but
you got a bit of good personnel there, but players, but.
I mean, obviously it takes a bit for them to gel. New players come in, players gone. They've had a bit of a reshuffle mid-year, which is a bit of it obviously has caused a bit of an issue there. But
a few of the quality players, you think they'd step up a little bit more. It does take a bit to gel with the other players, but
it does. Yeah.
So.
But moving on, another game we covered this week was Sharks beat Bunnies 14-12. I didn't really catch much of this game. I think I watched the first half and it was just messy. It was like scrappy. It just didn't really sit well.
Yeah.
But you had Ryan Gray 65 tackles, so that's a massive effort there. Well done there, Ryan. That's big stats for tackles. That's crazy. But I catch glimpses of the second half, and William Kennedy absolutely lit the team up. I don't know what happened or what was said, but he just come out and went absolutely mental. 241 run meters, 20 runs. As I said, desperate game of footy. A lot of errors, which was, I think that's what made me almost go to sleep at half time. There's just a lot of errors. 11 errors from the Bunnies, 12 from the Sharks, and penalty count was 10-2. So bit of a worry there. But I didn't like it. Obviously, considering the Sharks are sitting in 7th spot and the Bunnies are in 17th, I thought the Sharks were going to come out and put some more of a fight on, especially as we said, the way the last few weeks have gone. But
I was surprised with the score.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a bit more. It wasn't a game I was interested in at all.
I thought it'd be a bigger score, but obviously, it was a bit closer than what I thought it would be. But
But obviously, Sharks sitting in 7th spot. They got the Cowboys coming up next week, and they got the Dragons, the Titans, and they're going to a bye. And then the last 2 games they've got a Knights and Doggies. So
Sharks need to play a little bit better than what they did last night.
Yeah, 100%. I think coming into the Sharks and the Dragons, obviously, they're the 2 teams that are sitting with them that are trying to push into that top 8. So, I think it's going to be a bit of a battle there for them. Hopefully they hold on to it. So there you go. But Bunnies, I think they've got a bit of a rough...
you're right.
The Bunnies have got a bit of a rough run home. Sitting in 17th. They got the Broncos next week, Titans, Eels, Dragons, and they're running to a bye, and then they've got the Roosters last. So they've got a bit of a rough run home there. But we'll move on. What do we got? This is Sunday's games. So we've got Raiders beating Knights in an absolute flog fest, 44-18. I did catch a bit of this game. Raiders once again just turning up for one another, showing why they are where they are. Now they're obviously starting to pull away at the top there. And I think their next few games coming up, I think it's going to be the icing on the cake for them. They've still got a bye under their sleeve. So they're in some real hot form. Matt Timoko had a good game, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 16 runs, 160 metres. And Hudson Young and Josh Papali'i were outstanding. They were dead set absolutely outstanding, which was good to see. And Dan Gagai tried his heart out. 21 runs for 176 metres, 10 tackle busts. So, it was a bit of a game there for him. But you know, obviously Raiders sitting in first. They've got Dragons, Manly, and they've got a bye. And they've got Panthers, Tigers, and Dolphins. So they've got a bit of a smooth run there. I think their biggest game is going to be Panthers. The others, I don't think are going to really trouble on too much. But Knights in 15th position. They got the bye next week, so it's a bit of a bonus for them there. Not that I can see it changing much, but then they go into versus the Panthers, the Cowboys, the Broncos, the Sharks, and then the Eels. Sorry, Knights fans, but
your season's over.
Pack your bags and Bali, here we come. I can't
get ready for next year.
I can't see him winning another game.
Nah,
I just can't.
No.
I mean, probably give them a bit of hope. I think the only one there is Cowboys, but I think even there, they're just they've got no. There's nothing there, you know. But yeah, going into your game this week, I know you didn't catch much of it. Fair enough, but the Doggies built Manly 42-4.
I was very surprised, even though I go for the Bulldogs, but so
I didn't think it was going to be that.
I didn't think it was going to be that big. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. Yeah.
And Bulldogs hit a big milestone for the club. 1,000 wins. 1,000 wins as a club, which is a big milestone for them. So congratulations, Bulldogs. Hope you celebrate that one over this next week. It's good to see. Connor Tracy, outstanding. 21 runs, 304 metres, 5 tackle busts, 2 line breaks. Your try scorers were pretty good too. Jacob Carraz, Bronson Zeri, and Samuel Hughes all went in for 2 tries each. So,
So
it was pretty good there. And Reed Marnie, 42 tackles. One of the biggest stats, and I think Manly will touch base on this week, was the offload count. It was 22 offloads to 8. Bulldogs 22 offloads.
It's a big difference doing that.
That's massive considering, you know, where Manly are. Like they're in the ninth. You know, you think you want to be putting a bit more effort into wrapping that ball.
That's right.
At the same time, the Doggies, they're ruthless. They come out, they play hard.
Fucking let
Go.
Sure.
Yeah, go.
Mate.
I'll keep going.
Sorry, mate.
You're right, man. Sorry, guys. They've just got to have a bathroom break.
Sorry, mate.
Paul Bugger's been sinking the beers a bit quick, but as I say, guys, we obviously thank everyone for their support lately. It's been great. We're coming into a little bit over a month now of doing this. We have got some feedback of a few people, which is great. Obviously, we take the good with the bad as well. So, thanks for the support. But I don't know. Getting some questions, guys. Getting the challenges. We have got a challenge that come in last night. The Santa mystery box. So we're going to try and get into the mystery box. Hopefully next week, depending when we can order that in. So yeah, I think that's a bit of a spice challenge. So it'd be good to see. But yeah, you all right, mate?
Yeah.
Sorry. No, you're right.
Sorry, guys.
That's all good. But back to touching on your Bulldogs. Obviously, the error count was a bit of a rough one there. 7 errors from the Doggies, 12 from Manly. So
sure.
There's a bit of
still a few errors, but
that's something you obviously want to touch up on in the game. But look, considering where they're at, the Bulldogs, they're sitting in
second.
Position.
Second now. Yeah. They're going to keep on winning. I mean, if they would just win, just by, doesn't matter what they win by, but as long as they win, 2 points is 2 points.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
We go into their we'll go into their run home. Obviously, next week you got the Tigers. Then you got the Warriors, the Roosters, Melbourne, Panthers, and the Sharks. So it's a bit of a mix and a match there for them. But you know, sitting in second position, you wouldn't think any of those clubs would be really give a hard run there. But
I'm a bit worried about the last 3 games, but
obviously see what happens there. Hopefully everyone stays fit and healthy, and
that's right. Yeah.
East can have a decent run home there. But no, they played well this week, doggies. I was very, very surprised. But
very surprised. Yeah.
Manly, I mean, they're sitting in ninth position. I don't know what happened tonight. I don't think a lot of players turned up for each other, but you know, it obviously is what it is. Move on next week, I suppose. They're going to cop a bit of a grilling, but their next few games, obviously, next week they've got the Roosters, the Raiders, the Tigers, Dolphins, Dragons, and Warriors. So they've got to have a bit of a mix and match there as well. I think their biggest games are that's going to worry them is going to be Raiders, Dolphins, and I'm going to say Warriors as well.
Yeah.
Last game for Warriors. I think it's going to be a big one there. I don't know if it's in Auckland. If it's in Auckland, obviously they'll want to turn up for their crowd. But you know, all the best to Manly. Sitting in the ninth position, obviously, is not obviously an easy thing to do at this time of year. But you want to be getting the wins now, and not waiting till the end, like the last month of the season, and then rely on others to lose because it doesn't sit well. But yeah, that's obviously a great win for the doggies, which is good.
It's a good win today.
Yeah, I think that's all we got time for this week. I said something quick, something simple. This is all we do on a Sunday. We'll touch base on the stats and things like that. But question for the fans, obviously, you know, we've been going now for a little bit over a month. The last page obviously got wiped, but now we're actually seeming to be doing pretty good with this podcast thing, so it's good. I know in September I do have another guest coming in. I've organised it with him. He's another NRL sort of fan like myself, but he's a diehard Penrith fan. So he's going to come in and we're going to touch base on a few things there. I'm going to try and do a bit of a giveaway in September, obviously coming in the finals footy. I'm still working out the details on that yet, but just remember, guys, get these likes going, get these follows going as usual. Get us starting going live. I know we do got the World Cup coming up after the finals in September, so obviously we'll be still going through then, and I'll start getting a bit of content going as well through November into Christmas. I'll touch base on you and the other boys about some things with that throughout the year, and we can sit down and have a chat about how we're going to get through the off season. But look, so far the footy's been good this year for some and not for others, unfortunately. But I'm riding high with the Eels win over the Broncos on the weekend, so enjoying that. Gives me a good week. I know the girls went down to the Knights today, which was unfortunate. But still a lot to touch base on. But so, guys, get in your questions, get in your challenges. It could be a food challenge, it could be a dare, as long as it's something reasonable that we're able to commit to and it doesn't break any laws or policies or anything like that. We'll be happy to give them a try. But how good are you with spice? I know you said you were okay.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah,
should be right.
It should be okay. Yeah.
I just don't want to give you nothing too strong and you pass out before. No. Anyway, guys, that's us for the night. We'll be back with team list Tuesday, announcements Tuesday night. Once the team lists are announced, I'll run through them as usual. It would be a lot easier if we get these likes up and get to a live video, because then obviously we can read off a board instead of a clipboard as we are at the moment. That's why we're not getting so much look at the cam, but that's an issue. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Again, shout out to Cam's custom wear. Hopefully we get these shirts in next week. Hopefully. I know he said they were coming in. But if you do want a shirt, guys, once they're done, I'll post the shirts up on our page. If you would like a shirt, or you have any other merch ideas that you think we could get out and get selling and whatnot, reach out to us, whether it's in a comment section or whether it's through the messenger. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I know it's Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. Everybody goes back to work, unfortunately. Nobody likes a Monday. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Good night. Go the Bobs. Go the Dogs.